Hello and welcome back to another episode of the CoinRotator channel. I'm the apprentice and I'm here with the creator of CoinRotator, Pixio.
How's it going?
So what's up, Pixio? Yeah, you hit me up with a message with
Uh,
this screenshot, and I immediately was like, okay, we gotta we gotta start recording. I need to know what happened, and you need to walk me from the very beginning. What's going
okay,
on?
first of all, the airdrop itself, nobody made
Wait. So it
94,000.
was an airdrop. It wasn't a trade.
Yeah, exactly. It's an airdrop. It's not a trade.
Oh, okay.
So this number is not based on your performance for buying and then holding or selling. It's based purely on your engagement with a platform called Hyperliquid,
Mm.
which I would say 80% of the people watching this probably know what it is, but only 50 or 40% have ever used it. So this airdrop is even more impressive if you
It's
don't know the
insane.
amount of work required to get a decent amount of this hype token.
Yeah.
So the vast majority of people who got the largest returns, it's basically a refund, as if it was a casino rake just coming back to the players who lost the most. There are some people who lost hundreds of millions of dollars on the
Oh my
platform,
god.
and they got it right back in the form of the airdrop because they have a liquidation engine, and obviously the platform receives the benefit from the majority of losses when people trade on it.
Oh.
So
Wait. So you didn't make millions on this.
I didn't make millions.
Okay. Because yeah, I saw I saw the message and I was low
Yeah,
key worried. I was like,
no,
oh,
no.
Pixel is just made generational wealth and he's gonna abandon us. So
I,
I
I
was
will be
excited, but yeah.
I will be pretty honest. I did really really well on this, but
Oh my
I did
god.
not make $94 million.
Yeah, because I was immediately like, okay, he just made so much money, he's gonna abandon everybody.
No, no, not quite yet. I'm still here for another
Okay,
cycle at
that's
minimum.
amazing news.
Yeah.
So there was another coin related to Hyperliquid, right? Which was Schizo.
Oh yeah, this is kind of something close to my heart. As you remember from last episode,
Mm.
I talked a bit about schizo memes,
Yes, I
and
remember.
this schizo was an airdrop when Hyperliquid opened up a new sector, or how would I say this? Hyperliquid opened up a new means of trading on their platform. So initially, it was just pure perpetual futures contracts, which you remember what those are, right? So this moves
Yes.
into spot. So spot, of course, there's no
Mm.
leverage on it,
So
and it
this wasn't a airdrop.
well, it was actually an airdrop, and I added to it because
Oh.
I like this coin so much because it's directly related to an NFT collection called the Schizo Posters, which is a
Ah.
derivative of Milady. And the Schizo Posters for me are one of the most interesting generative art collections that I've ever seen, basically. And it's still fairly cheap. I think they're under $1,500 now, maybe less for each one. Maybe we can bring up one actually to show.
For sure. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
the schizo coins are your favorite. Like you use this word schizo a lot, and I'm like,
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah. I
So that
think
makes sense.
in normie terms, schizo is a pretty negative term, but in crypto, I find it a bit more positive.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think a lot of super active degenerate traders, which
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm the most active or most degenerate, but I'm definitely in that category of anything that's related to decentralized AI.
Mm.
So centralized AI meaning it exists on the blockchain. There are no permissions to tell you what you can and can't do, but it's using these large language models, and these are all completely uncensored. So you could make these models do the most obscene or hideous or hilarious thing that you could possibly imagine. And I think this is why it's getting so much attention. Of course,
Oh.
the tokens are all mooning. I mean, not all of them, but the vast majority of them are performing quite well.
Yeah, such as
Period of
virtual,
time.
right?
Yeah, virtual is actually an infrastructure play. I've been calling it an agency incubator, AI agent incubator. Um, what it basically enables you to do is create your own AI agent. So the vast majority of AI agents simply engage on Twitter based with personalities and some data set. The primary data set being other tweets by other famous people.
Mm.
And this still works extremely well. If you toggle to the virtuals launchpad page, you can see that the vast majority of these coins are performing extremely well.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of these coins already have pretty substantial market caps, as you can see: 89 million, 43 million, 14 million,
Mm. So
191.
so you can create your own agent using this protocol.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow.
And this is just one of the launch pads. There's actually quite a few, which you just showed us on CoinRotator.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Virtuals is one, Spec is another, and then Waifu. Waifu is actually part of the AI16Z group, and these are probably some of the most controversial. Of, yeah, the prices have not been easy to hold, but good for trading.
I mean,
Um,
it makes sense because it's waifu. It's probably
it's
anime
Waifu.
degenerates
Yeah.
with their
Well,
waifu pillows.
not exactly. That's actually the equivalent of virtuals. This is how you launch the agent.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
But I'm not completely understanding what's the difference in the infrastructure and meme coins and.
great. It's a really good question. So I've just very recently wrapped my head around this, and so the difference between an AI agent and infrastructure play, and a meme coin is this. So infrastructure is how you launch the agent. Okay, so you could have your own infrastructure. You do not need to use these infrastructure components. It's not necessary. It's kind of like helping you.
Mm,
It's the equivalent of WordPress or like Adobe AI.
so they're
Or
not AI agents themselves.
no, they don't have
Oh.
personalities. They just have the means of helping you launch another agent.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And so some of these AI agents are more popular than the infrastructure that they were built on, with the exception of Virtual and AI16Z.
Ah.
AI16Z and Waifu are somewhat related. I don't know exactly how, but that's pretty much the same thing. I've played around a little bit with Top Hat. There are some cool ones coming off of that. I was looking at some streaming platform where they generated podcasts with famous people like Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, and SBF, and they're
Yeah.
just talking as if they were sentient, which of course they're not yet. Um, Regarding AI agents, I'd say the most famous AI agents have been plays like AI XBT, which is actually a financial advice agent
Mm-hmm.
that's looking at the most interesting data coming out of the best Twitter accounts for technical analysis. Um, Another one is called Bully. Bully is basically a gentle insult agent. It will insult viral tweets, people sending out viral tweets, and it's quite successful. Um, then you have Luna. Luna is what I would consider an e-thought. She's very ethereal, lovely,
E
and
thought.
she has some very wonderful takes on reality, and people
Mm.
are quite attracted to her on
Does it have
multiple.
like an OnlyFans or something?
Not yet, not yet.
No, it's like
But that,
this totally makes sense. Like the bully one, like the fact that
yeah,
it's successful is because I mean, outrage is like so popular on Twitter. Like,
exactly,
of course it's gonna
exactly.
be successful. It's just gonna talk shit and people are responding to it. Oh, so
Yeah,
and then you have the meme coins, and these are created by the AIs.
yeah, exactly. No.
No.
Careful, careful, careful. Meme coins may or may not be created by the AI agents. For the most part, they are quotes, air quotes, organically created by the followers of the agents.
Okay.
In the case of Goat, it's almost certain it wasn't created by the agent, but the people in the background, like Andy Airy and
Like the people in control, or
something.
was it like random people?
In Goat, it looked random. The
Mm,
distribution of wallets, it would be a masterwork if they were not directly involved with that,
I
because
see. I
they
see.
still maintain they had nothing to do with it. Another one actually that I have traded recently is AVB. AVB is somewhat of a meme coin of the agent for AV beings. So this one, there's a direct correlation. Fartcorn supposedly was completely organic.
Yeah, I remember that one from last episode.
Yeah. So there's just like this explosion of new agents coming out, and the vast majority of them are simply engaging on Twitter, but some of them are drifting further afield to streaming chats with animation and video. There's even a really interesting one that just happened, which we're calling an adversarial agent, which basically had a jailbreaking challenge. So anyone who was able to trick the agent into releasing the funds from the wallet earned the entirety of what the
Oh
agent.
yeah, I remember you mentioned that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Freysa. So Freysa just had her first event where I think it was $40,000 was unlocked, and the mechanic in order to make this viable to raise funds was basically everyone who had a try at jailbreaking, they had to contribute a certain amount, which was on a bonding curve. So every attempt cost more than the previous attempt, and the final attempt that unlocked it was, as you can see, $47,000, and he had to pay $423. I'm not sure if this was using the
Wait,
Phi
that's
token, or if you could use the base layer token of whatever chain this is on. Oh, base, it's on base. So maybe if you had to use ETH or USDC or
wait.
Phi.
So he gaslit an AI to give him the
Basically,
money. Wait, no,
yes,
how does that work? Does he like talk to it like a prompt? Like how
it's
does
a
that work?
prompt. It's
Oh,
nothing but
it's
prompt, and you only get one try, one message, one try.
you
It's
can't
not a dialogue.
what you can't like use multiple wallets or something
No,
to.
it's not. No, well, you can pay as much as you want, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
each time you pay more.
Oh, so it was through a prompt. Like it's like talking to a chat GPT, basically convince.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
wow, that's insane.
yeah.
So
It's super cool.
who funded this money?
Well, this is crowdsourced. This is the attempts at trying to jailbreak it.
Oh.
It's on a bonding curve, so every attempt costs more than the previous.
Oh, so like if the attempt is unsuccessful, it funds the.
Yeah, it just keeps the
Ah,
money.
that's crazy. There's like so many opportunities in crypto
Yeah,
to just
man.
like.
AI agents are like, they're here to stay. Like this is how things are gonna
Yeah, for
go
sure.
for the foreseeable future. And almost everything's being tokenized. So if you like an agent, and other people like it, there's a very good chance the price of the token is gonna send.
Yeah. So if you're
So
good at gaslighting, you can use your skills to.
yes,
That's
yes,
amazing.
yeah, exactly.
And for the virtuals, you also wanted to talk about XRP.
So I had this idea. So I've been telling people in CoinRotator chats and on the Twitter mainly, uh, you really shouldn't be holding stable coins in a bull market like this. You should be denominating to some coin. Let's call it the base layer. You need to be collecting some form of yield of appreciating prices and depreciating dollar value. Traditionally, this would be the top coins like BTC, ETH, and SOL. But
Mm-hmm.
because some of these ecosystems have grown so fast and they clearly will continue to grow, much faster than the top coins in crypto. Almost consider yourself denominating in these coins. Recently, XRP broke out like crazy, and it's still
Still
way
going.
below its all-time highs against BTC. However, for the next few weeks or months, or maybe even the next few years, it will be very strong because of a new regulatory environment in the US.
Uh,
XRP does have their own tech. Cynically, I'm not a huge fan. I don't think it's decentralized enough, or in fact, truly has the most talented creative people who can work on these things. But that's just an opinion, and my opinion doesn't really matter in this case. So if you really are a XRP maxi, just hold your XRP more than you hold dollars, and I think that's a fairly normal play. What I mentioned about virtuals is because it's a launch pad and it has its own token. You can denominate your gains in virtuals instead of in dollars. That's what I meant by that.
I think that makes
So,
sense.
so if you buy like a new agent and it does really well, you can sell it at a profit and keep it in virtuals, and you'll still be able to participate in the AI agent uptrends, so to speak. So that's what I meant by denominating in alternative coins.
Yeah, because
Uh,
there's not really a point to just holding dollars in a bull market. I mean, if
no,
you really
no,
want to be safe, if you're scared, I guess. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
understand.
the only consideration in making this strategy like more public and encouraging people in the community is that you will have really steep drawbacks up to 30, 40, even 50% from the highs. And it's nice to have a little bit on the side to buy back in. In my case, I simply just use leverage at that point.
Mm.
So I just don't use. But for some people, I've seen over the years, they do not manage with leverage well. They over leverage too fast and they lose everything. So in that case, it's better to have some dollars or stable coins on the side, preparing for when prices pull back.
Yeah, you also shared me some other profit charts,
Yeah,
such as AVB.
yeah. This is one of the, well, according to the chart we just looked at, it's one of the meme coins, but
Mm.
actually, it's for me, it's an infrastructure play.
And
Uh,
it looks like you took some profit here.
Well, I always take my initial off
But you're still in the trade, yeah?
chain. Well, as you can see, it says average price. So
So
if
that
you
mean,
don't
of
believe
course.
me, yeah,
I'll
no,
take your word for it.
I'm pretty bullish on this. The
Mm-hmm.
CoinRotator trend is still very, very strong. A lot of development coming out on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Strong base of holders. I see no reason to not hold on to
Yeah, I
coins
mean,
like,
you've been raving to me about AI agents, so
yeah,
yes,
this is a good one.
FI
So
is
this
also
is
another one.
why this is the jailbreak play. Again, I also took some profits on this. I got in a little late at 20 mil.
Looks pretty good still.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually gonna probably add a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how the Monday close for the U.S. markets turn out, but I will probably be adding pretty aggressively on this
I
one.
see. You consider so many things in your trades. I'm just like, I'm just like whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean it's fun for me. This is like the real life version of chess. Even though
Yeah.
I don't play chess, like this is for me the equivalent of chess.
Yeah, no, it's,
It's just
it's it's great absorbing, your
yeah.
thought process. Like, oh, I'm
I mean,
considering the market on the Monday, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna buy this because why not?
right. Yeah. I mean, it's also a way to trade, and you've been fairly successful doing
Yeah,
this.
so far
Yeah, it's working for you. I
in
mean,
this bull
sometimes it's
cycle.
painful, but sometimes you're top blasting. But yeah, it seems to be working for the most part. It suits your temperament to just buy and forget for a few weeks.
Yeah, everyone's different.
Right.
Okay, moving on. Let's look at this week's trends. So right now, like we just entered the market health extreme for uptrends.
Yeah. So let me put some uh, explanation into what we're seeing here. This doesn't necessarily mean it's time to sell all your altcoins or your leverage plays. What it does mean is that if you are on high leverage now, you should definitely scale back your
Mm.
risk. Um,
You should be expecting a
However,
pullback, right?
expecting a pullback, but I'm definitely not putting in any shorts in the near term future. I,
Okay.
I don't think we're that overbought yet. As a whole, some coins obviously, like I'm not longing XRP here or anything like that, but I'm looking to buy on any weakness I see. It could last a few weeks. There's a few seasonal patterns playing out here. People tend to lose a bit of focus going into the end of the year. They
Mm.
also want to take profits to get their bonuses on in larger investment companies and portfolio
You buy
companies,
Christmas gifts.
buy Christmas
Yeah, it
gifts,
makes
and then
sense.
of course in America and Canada pay taxes,
Mm.
so they sell a bit. So I wouldn't be shocked if this was the top for a few weeks. However, I'm quite comfortable with my larger positions that I'm only looking to add here because I'm on pretty low leverage as it is.
Yeah,
So
so the market
I,
health tool has been
caution.
like very useful, and but this is the daily. It's the daily market health. It counts
Yeah,
the
this only
daily
updates once
uptrends,
a day.
and there's a new feature coming soon, right? Or it's already
Yeah,
available for people that have
with keep.
the pass, yeah, which is
Yeah.
the lower time frames.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a game changer for a lot of CoinRotator traders. It will help them to know where the total market is and when they should be entering new signals and staying aside. So, yeah, it's still in beta, like or in alpha, I guess. But very soon, we will be launching this, and people will have access with the key pass.
So when using the Coinrotator tool, and how do you deal with like the indicator failure pattern?
Yeah, so if markets are strong, they tend to have momentum and they don't chop around. So what this means for me, if I'm sort of single variable trading, which what I mean by that is like you're just using an indicator on a specific chart, which I don't recommend,
Yeah.
but I know a lot of people do this, and instead of chasing them away as I have in the past, why not just embrace them and think of some solutions to deal with.
Yeah, because CoinRotator isn't like a full-on, self-sustained.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
it's not a full system. It's a way to read where the market is,
mm.
like
Yeah. A
in
lot
terms
of
of
people like don't understand that.
yeah, in terms of like a mapping or navigation system, like CoinRotator is extremely powerful. But in terms of like taking a single variable from something in CoinRotator and then betting lots of money on it, I never recommend this,
Mm.
and I wouldn't recommend this for other
Yeah.
systems either.
Yeah,
Anyways,
like you mentioned before, you're like looking at multiple things outside of the indicator.
always,
Yeah.
I'm always looking at a confluence of factors, and one of the north stars of CoinRotator is eventually we want to set up a proper AI
Mm-hmm.
to help you interpret the massive amounts of data that we're processing, which clearly is overwhelming to most people, myself included.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was recently someone in the Telegram asking where you can find like guidance on how to use CoinRotator.
Yeah, yeah, we have a few videos and
And
articles.
also, like the Medium posts are very helpful.
Yeah, yeah, we still got those.
Yeah.
We haven't written in a while. AI has kind of taken all our attention away, but yeah, the information is still
Yeah.
pretty relevant.
No, I think still like the CoinRotator basics are still kind of like misunderstood. So about the
Yeah,
Medium page, I think explains it really well.
thanks. Yeah, I think if people took a look at that for like a couple minutes
Mm.
before they started using the tools, it would make a lot more sense. So yeah, back to this pattern. What I want to say is, of course, you get lots of bad signals, and there's no profit to be taken.
Mm.
But if you're comfortable with taking losses, or if you're waiting to see a failure pattern, you can also get really good trades out of it. I've marked here with the arrows. You
Mm-hmm.
can see the first buy signal.
Yeah.
It failed. There was a nasty reversal on the daily trend. Now, most people would consider this a failure of the trade. But for me, this is an opportunity to go short because I know that there's a lot of people trapped on that signal. Not necessarily that
Mm.
people are using CoinRotator, but it's just tracking the general market. So if I see a really strong reversal like this, I know in a trending environment that this is going to keep going for a little while. And so I
Oh.
consider that kind of a good risk to reward to take the trade with the stop above the previous high of the uptrend. So now we can short and take profits on the first bullish daily close, which was
So
about a week later.
so in a way, you're using CoinRotator to do the opposite.
Yeah,
In a way.
you can fade the calls as well. I
Mm.
wouldn't do that very often, but if you do see a failure pattern and it fits the parameters I've just described,
Mm-hmm.
I consider that a very good risk to reward for a trade.
Yeah. And what time? This is oh yeah, this is
Daily.
daily time frame. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could do this on any time frame. Of course, if there's not a lot of liquidity or the market isn't, if people are not actively trading a lot, it's not going to work so well because markets do chop sometimes, right? They
Mm-hmm.
get chopped, and if there's not enough people trading, you're not going to get follow through, and it's not going to work out.
Yeah. In this case, this is Ethereum. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So people were hating on Ethereum, and there was quite a few setups to short it. It's not something I did, but it
It's a
was there.
possibility.
Yeah, definitely a possibility.
Yes, I definitely gonna put that in my toolbox. Okay, moving on. You wanted to talk to me about Dino coins, which I have no idea what that is. I thought it's like related to dinosaurs.
So, no, it's definitely not related to dinosaurs. There's a sector of coins that have been around for multiple cycles that are still fairly well capitalized with
Mm.
really large market caps. Maybe the development isn't as robust as the top chains or the newer chains, but there's still quite a lot of activity in
Oh, is
comparison
it
to some
Dino
of the.
because they're like so ancient, like
Yeah,
ETC?
these are
Ah, I
old
see, I see.
cycles.
Okay, that makes
Most of
sense.
these are in their third or fourth cycle now.
Oh yeah, I assume it's gonna be like dog coins or cat
No,
coins. I thought
no,
these are
no,
Dino
no.
coins.
Those are meme
I see, I
coins.
see.
But having said that, something has shifted in the crypto landscape, and this is the reason why Dino coins are so hot right now, and that is the regulatory harassment of these projects, because they're so large in the US, has been incredible. They've all received Wells notices and lawsuits and fines and all of this nonsense over the past 2-3 years. And with Trump being elected, it's basically given the green light to these older projects to be more aggressive, for people to speculate more on them, and for the teams themselves to be more public and offer more incentives to hold the coins. They basically couldn't do this because they were being accused of being securities, and the laws for securities versus crypto are just night and day. So basically, you're seeing things like Ripple come out, and it's just going completely apeshit. Algorand is another one. I think it's outperforming XRP. These are similar type projects. For people who are really forward looking, these projects don't offer a lot. But if you're just like kind of casually holding a bag from a few cycles ago, you're seeing new highs right now for a lot of these coins.
So how come like Bitcoin Cash and XRP are in this category?
Why or why not?
Why not? I don't see them here.
Oh, they should be.
That's just curious. They should be, right?
They absolutely should be.
Yeah,
in fact, I will add them right after this, because that's a massive omission on my part. So why I asked you to pull this up is because in the chat, someone asked a great question. Don't remember his name. Sorry for that.
Well, we can put a shout out later.
Okay. So basically, when you're in really strong trending markets, you don't want to buy the top of things if you can help it. So one way to filter for coins that haven't broken out yet but are about to is to sort by HODL. When you sort by HODL, this basically shows coins that are not necessarily stronger than BTC and ETH right now, but they could potentially be. And there's another component to this filtering, and that is that you want to see the HODL having consolidated for at least 10 periods. So a trend streak over 10.
On which time frame?
Preferably the daily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you're on lower time frame screener now. So if a coin is already trending on the daily or the weekly, and then you see a extended HODL period for the 4 hour or the 1 hour, you can save that coin in your watch list, then head over to TradingView and set up an alert with the CoinRotator indicator. When price breaks out again on your preferred time frame, you'll have a perfect entry. So you can show
if you have the CoinRotator indicator on TradingView, you can wait. I need to refresh. Yes.
Yeah, you can just set up, click on the condition, and just click on CoinRotator, and you just click create, and that's it. You don't have to set anything else. Awesome. And so the next time there's an uptrend on that coin, you'll receive an alert.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, I find it really helpful when I have a short watch list. I just go in and then I set for the coins that I'm trying to get good entries on the time frame that I want to trade.
And what time frame do you usually use for the CoinRotator alerts?
Traditionally, I use daily, but in the current market environment, daily is a bit slow, so I would use 4 hours. If something is really hot, like hype right now, if I wanted to intraday trade hype right now, I would use a 10-minute chart and wait for uptrends.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you also showed me this chart.
Yeah, so one of the most important components when you find coins on the filter, you have to visually confirm that they actually are consolidating. For various reasons, a coin can be in HODL trend and be too volatile. If a coin is incredibly volatile, it's not technically a good candidate for this strategy. You want to see something where the high and the low of the day after day, the candles are consolidating and compressing. So the range is getting smaller. Yeah, you want to see, we call this a tight spread. So like the price between the buy and sell just keeps going down and down and down.
And this is still daily time frame?
Yeah, it's
Mm.
just one example of consolidation. I believe that's actually Ondo. That's Ondo before the coin broke out, ONDO.
Mm-hmm.
So it very recently broke out of its HODL trend and is now just absolutely skyrocketing. So I just find these are pretty good candidates, and it's a good pattern to learn. You don't necessarily need to use CoinRotator to do this, but CoinRotator definitely helps you identify which coins are in these uh, consolidation periods.
Yeah, for sure. But the this chart is showing downtrends. But you said it went up after this.
Exactly. So this is a perfect man. I'm so glad you asked this question. So this is a perfect example where the chart is not showing the same as the screener. The screener is showing HODL, but yet on the
Ah,
dollar chart, it's showing that everything's going down. But if you take into consideration all the factors available,
yeah,
there's a perfect opportunity to long the coin at that point once it
yeah,
broke out on the daily.
yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think this is like why it's important to like read up on the,
Yeah.
on the
I
medium
mean,
because it
it's
can be get a little confusing.
yeah. I know it is confusing, and then you have to deal with your emotions, and then your portfolio balance. Like you have to manage a lot, and trading is definitely a very underrated, complex profession. And the more casual you do it, the less likely successful you'll be. Having said that, right now, a lot of casual traders will be rewarded for not following a series of robust rules. I think the people who will make the most in this cycle will be the people who know the least about trading. They're going to be the people who take on the largest amount of risks, and then they will become the most famous on the timeline on Twitter because
Yeah,
they made a lot of money without a lot of knowledge. And a lot of people listening to this, they will follow those people and not people like us because they also want to be rich and successful with very limited amounts of work. But as you know, your chance of winning in that way is pretty low.
yeah, yeah. No, it's
So
like I agree. Like I think anyone trading right now is gonna be rewarded
yeah, yeah.
because yeah,
There's actually a pretty good metric. I think they do it for for all the big coins. They can track on chain like wallets when they bought and how long they've held. And right now, the metric, as far as I understand, is that every single person who bought up until well, I guess since the election,
mm,
is in profit on Bitcoin and
yeah,
Solana.
yeah. They're gonna be our liquidity pool later.
Yes, exactly. And these are also people who will start taking on more and more risky plays, smaller market cap plays, lower unit bias plays like Pepe and Sheeb and these types of coins, where when people come into the market and they want to gamble, they buy coins with low unit costs.
Mm,
So this is the primary reason why most of the meme coins have very low unit costs because it's a psychological trick for inexperienced buyers to buy more of a coin and think that it has a chance to go to a whole number.
mm.
So in the case of Sheeb, I think if Sheeb ever went to $1, it would be the most valuable financial product in the history of all of humanity. So yeah, there's a lot of cases like this, and people like to tease these outsiders about it because it's absurd if you do the math and you understand what valuation is and what market cap is. You know that certain prices cannot be achieved in the current environment. Now, if the dollar becomes hyperinflationary, yeah, a lot of this stuff is going to go to whole numbers, but you're not going to want to live in that environment, and you're definitely not going to want to hold shit coins in that environment.
Yep.
You're going to be in a very defensive mode, and you're going to want to have as much Bitcoin or a larger coin than you do now.
Okay, so thank you a lot, Pixio, again for updating us on
Oh
the
man,
yeah.
thank you for hosting. This was really great, and thanks to everyone who's listened. I think we've done like probably 5 solid podcasts now. If this is your 5th podcast with us, thank you very much for putting up with us.
Yeah, I'm actually
Uh,
forgetting. Like time flies so fast.
so yeah, the key pass is instrumental in continuing to give you access to new features on CoinRotator, including the trading view indicator, the lower time frame screener, as well as the very new lower time frame and weekly market health. having all of these confluence of data at your fingertips for free, even now, is a tremendous opportunity for you to get ahead of the curve and make smarter trades and lose less money. So this is still free. It won't be for many more weeks. So if you're gonna take a stab at CoinRotator, this is the best time to do it.